Marion from Facebook asks, tinnitus and traveling on a plane, what are the considerations here? I want to start, Dr. Ramsey. So,
Yeah.
tinnitus, traveling on a plane, there's two major stresses, concerns, fears about traveling on a plane. There's really two major aspects to cover. One is the plane too loud? Because my tinnitus, I cannot afford it to spike. There's no way I'm going on a plane if it's going to spike my tinnitus. I'm trying to keep my gains or at least hold my ground. I cannot afford to have a spike in tinnitus. The second thing is, what about the cabin pressure? Are my ears safe? Is there any structural reason that my ears will be damaged because of the changes in pressure? And will that make my tinnitus worse? Well, in both cases, the answer is you're safe. And I'll explain that right now. So, for the sound therapy, the sound levels of a plane are typically under 80 decibels. And we know through science, from the government, they need to keep the employees safe and making sure they're not around too loud of sounds during their work week. So you'll notice the flight attendants are not wearing earplugs, but they're working 40 hours a week on the planes, right? Well, those loudness levels are safe, meaning that they will not cause structural damage to the cells in the cochlea, the little hair cells that are the organ of hearing. So from a structural place, the loudness of the plane is fine. You're encouraged to use earplugs or noise canceling headphones to make it more comfortable. Okay. The second part of that question is, what about changes to pressure? Will changes to pressure cause my tinnitus to get worse? The answer is no, unless you have some of these potential symptoms. If you have ear pain, if you're noticing a sudden change in hearing, if you're having congestion, if you're feeling stuffy, if you cannot equalize the air behind your ear by blowing out of your nose, then you may have what's called Eustachian tube dysfunction. And that's usually temporary. It's usually medically managed and can be cured. But temporarily, that means you won't be able to equalize, and having changes in pressure on a plane could lead to something damaging like popping your eardrum. So, for most people, that's not what's going on when they have tinnitus and they're going on a plane. Therefore, they're completely fine. Changes to pressure don't spike tinnitus for longer than 2 seconds, and you're totally safe to fly. Extra important because now we're entering holiday seasons where people fly all over. So, as you can tell, I've been studying this question. From what I've seen, those are the two major anxieties or stressors that people have about flying. And thanks for asking that question.